Hey Weirdo, welcome back. In this week's episode of Real and Weird, we're going to get into a few different topics. We're going to talk about Bill C-5, what actually happened and why it passed. We're going to talk about how the Liberals are just trying to keep the power. We're also going to talk about the G7 walk-off. That was pretty atrocious. I also want to discuss the summer break that the Liberals are taking. Let's get into what happened this week, starting with Bill C-5. If you're not already aware, Bill C-5 passed. And this was just a clusterfuck of a bill. Last episode I talked about this bill as well, but it passed. And if you actually read that bill, the Liberal C-5 bill would have taken away rights for environmental assessments, rights for the Indigenous communities. It basically gave the government power to do whatever the fuck it wanted. And it also went over a bunch of different fucking acts that they just bypass. And on top of that, they also put it into the bill that they are the ones who get to choose who gets to bypass the laws. Conservatives really stood up. I have to give it to them. They actually made sure to hold the Liberals accountable, so they did pass the bill. However, it was severely gutted. And this was a good thing because it kept all of those acts that I just talked about in play, so that the government can't just choose the whims that they have and make these choices without anybody say. So they still will have to deal with our democracy so far. A little bit on that. Our democracy is very frayed. We have a shell of a democracy. We do. It is the sad fact that our people don't get to actually speak what they need anymore, and the Liberal government just seems to think they know better than the rest of us. In terms of Bill C-5, let's just think about it this way. A single minister under C-5 could have greenlit a pipeline project without an impact assessment. Like, literally just said, yes, you can do it. We have processes in place to allow for this, but instead of fixing the processes to allow for it, we're just going to create a brand new flow. Even with the homes, they just create brand new ministries, brand new organizations to do the same shit. We have two organizations that already build houses in Canada that are owned by the fucking federal government. The Liberal government wants to add a third government operations for building. Why do there need to be three? Seriously. Why can't we just fix the two that don't work for us? I don't know. Just a question I'm putting out there. Let's also get into, like, how the Liberals are keeping power. Right now, they're really walking the line. Every time the carbon tax gets talked about, every time they rake heights, every time they tell a lie, which they are doing, the Liberal government is lying. Straight fucking... It's blatant. Like, even our own fucking CBC is now reporting that we were lied to by the Liberal government. The Liberal government is still about this top-down approach that they know best, and not letting the free market rule. That's wrong. The free market should always be the one to determine what happens, because that's you. You are the free market. You, with your dollars, tell the rest of the economy what's good, what's not. That's what the free market is, people. The free market is the best concept ever because it allows good actors to build good shit. You voted with your dollar to make Facebook the giant it is, as opposed to MySpace. Right? There is something to be said about too big to fail, but that's a whole other can of worms that I'm not going to get into right now. You do not get paid as a government employee to work. You get paid to show up. This is why nothing gets done. The hierarchy of our government is sit in a position long enough and you become the leader. You don't have to work. Don't have to do anything. You just have to be there for 20 years. And then you get to make the decisions. Even though you didn't do the work, you don't know the topics, you just get to set what everybody has to do. Right? We need to get back to merit and value as a system for progression. The other thing I wanted to walk in on, I do want to speak to the US making that missile strike. Like, that shit was just fucking crazy. It's now being deemed a 12-day war between Iran and Israel. change the one letter on the fucking country name, and you get 1990s. Hey, what did we do in Iraq? Hey, what are we doing in Iraq? Oh my god. It's the exact same fucking playbook. In the G7, they left to go deal with that situation. The pedo and the political assassin has left the building to go figure out what the fuck happened in Iran. Let me make this clear. This is a ploy to start World War III. Pure and simple. The G7 summit is supposed to be, like, upheld. Like, you're supposed to stay there, talk through things, like, actually progress as a consortium. But it ended up just, like, with Trump leaving and Moody leaving to go deal with this, they left with no joint statement, and it just got completely derailed. So, like, what was the point? Now Carney's out in fucking Europe talking to NATO about defense spending, and it's like, defense spending is needed, but, like, why are you going to the UK to discuss it? On top of that, you're taking a fucking summer break with no budget. We are in a situation that you caused. Our fucking country is falling apart, and you won't fix because you feel like it's more important to take a break. You should have no right to a vacation. You have been in office for, like, what, officially 21 days? And you're already saying, okay, let's take a break, we did a great job. No, this is not the time to allow people to take a break. Our government should be in-house, actually writing a bill that we can vote on so we know where they're spending our fucking money. But instead, they want to take a vacation. Clearly, our government doesn't want to actually do anything. It doesn't want to work. It doesn't want to resolve conflict. It's creating more bureaucracy. This is an echo to Isaac Asimov. And anybody who has read that book knows completely what I mean. Bureaucracy kills empires. More bureaucracy means less money going to actually working for us. More complexities in the system. More avenues for loopholes and people to take advantage of the system. Right now, refugees are being offered $82,000 a year to do nothing. Our money is going to people sitting on their ass doing nothing. And I'm not talking just the refugees. I'm talking government employees too. The common phrase in the government, and I'm sure this is true in the federal government, is it's always been this way. Just because something's always been done a way doesn't mean it's the best way, most efficient way, or that it's the most reasonable way. Especially nowadays. Some of our rules are based off of 90s actual reality. We have to send things in paper all the time because of a rule that we had in the 90s. That's the scary part of all of this, is the Liberal government wants more of that. I honestly think it's time to talk about maybe having a new election. I think we could have it in a year or so, year or two. I think we're going to have a vote of no confidence. I do want to sum this up just to kind of make things okay. The 12-day war, we don't have to worry about anything right now. They've committed to a ceasefire, and we'll see what happens there. In terms of Bill C-5, it's now a full bill, and will be able to actually help us with fast-tracking nation-building projects like pipelines. Please don't get at me on the pipelines. We do not have the renewable tech available right now to completely switch. We need the oil until we get there. So this pipeline is good. That's what I'm saying. And anybody who's, like, fighting against it, I don't think understands the level of energy insecurity Canada is facing right now. Don't fucking look at Pierre. Look at your party. Find out who your local candidate is, what the party policies are, what they've done for you. The people who are working for you. If Pierre's your only problem, I think you should stop and actually take a look at yourself. Because I don't think you truly understand what the Conservatives are fighting for. And we just saw this blatantly in Bill C-5. They're fighting for our freedom. The Liberals are showing us they most want to take our rights away. Please just do your homework, because the next election is going to be pretty fucking important. And the last thought I want to leave you off on is the government, they're not taking an active stance on AI, and I think that's a problem right now. In the next 2 years, we are about to see the biggest change in human history I think we've ever experienced. And for Canada to just take a back seat and not be trying to create something of their own is a little misguided to me. I'll just leave you with those thoughts. Continue to talk things out and discuss things as human beings. Feel free to like, comment, and subscribe. A comment goes a big way. Some of them are pretty out there, but at the same time, I do enjoy everybody's insights. Even if they're against me, I'd love to have a discussion. So feel free to tell me where I'm wrong. Peace out.